Good afternoon, folks. This is vk3sl. Welcome to the program. I will be starting shortly. I just arrived home from work, so we'll fill in with some Muzak test material. And we have here an LP. What is it? A concert mall, I think it's called. Concert Mall series. And it's a recording of Bernard Greenhouse with the Vienna Chamber Orchestra. Bernard Greenhouse was the celebrated cellist who played with the Beaux-Arts Trio, but he started his life as a soloist and made some wonderful solo recordings. We actually heard him play the Haydn Cello Concerto a couple of weeks ago, but we will hear now the Boccherini Cello Concerto. So we'll play this for about half an hour or so. I'm vk3sl. almost ready to go, and that was a recording of Mr. Greenhouse, Bernard Greenhouse, and the Vienna Chamber Orchestra. And the first movement, the gallant first movement of the Boccherini Cello Concerto. Very spurious work, but it remains in the canon. It's a 19th century transcription of a much earlier work that's been long forgotten, but it works. I can hear Mr. F, Mr. JR there in the background. Okay, getting sorted.
Good afternoon.
Hello to you, Frank. Welcome.
How are things, Steve?
Oh, I'm okay. I've maintained my non-COVID status.
Well done. You must be naturally immune.
I don't know. I do not know. I have had it a couple of times, but
Cool.
it's a miracle that I haven't got it this time, because I've been very involved with the whole, administering and sorting and helping everyone. And so, I don't know. It's a bit of a lottery, isn't it, really?
Yes. Are the family members okay?
Yeah, look, we've had a lot of illness, and people have been sort of spirited out and staying in other places, and it's been quite fractious.
I imagine.
But I think we're all okay now, and we're sort of all getting back together, or most of us, this evening.
Good.
Beatrice has been really, really sick with lots of COVID symptoms, but she's tested and over and over again without it hasn't got COVID, something else. So it's something else. So it's very strange, her situation. It's got every single symptom, but it's not it. So she's recovering, but she's been really unwell. And Kate,
I'm sorry to hear it.
Yeah, thank you. And Kate's sort of picked up a lot, and she's now as from today, is able to inhabit the broader space.
Good. That's a relief.
So she's out of the sunroom. She's been out there, and she's been using the outside loo, and she hasn't been able to use the shower for a week.
No, it's terrible, isn't it?
It is. It's sort of, and then of course we had a big blackout in the middle of it all.
Oh my God! Yes. Did you lose? How long were you without power?
Yeah, we were out without power for quite a while. Was it 24 hours thereabouts? Yeah, it was.
We had about 9 hours. That was bad enough.
Yeah, sure. No, it was quite a period, and my folks, they had 36 hours, I think.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, so it was quite a long spell.
On a week.
Yeah, so lots of sort of dimension, but that was one heck of a storm. I was driving in that storm, and
my God.
I've never seen anything like it. It was like a hurricane.
Kind of missed Glen Iris. We just got a few lightning flashes, and that was it.
Sure.
I got a big one, and then I rushed to disconnect the antennas, as I always do.
Yeah. I wish I'd been back here for that, because there was lightning all around this area, and I came, as I drove up the street, it passed very quickly, and then when I came up, there was just branches all over the street. I had to get out of the car and move them off, including a huge branch in our court, which it took a couple of us to pull that off. And so, it was quite a lot of damage. One of the antennas here is blown down, so I've got nothing now for 80 and 40. I'll have to re-investigate all of that.
Okay.
The only remaining antenna is the one I'm using now, which is... 160 seems to have been okay.
Very strong here now. Yeah,
it's interesting. I've noticed since the others are down, the power's reading much better. So,
well, I was going to say you're actually stronger than I thought. I'm imagining it.
Yeah, I think it might be. There may have been some interactions that I wasn't aware of, and now that the others are blown down, maybe we've got a stronger 160 signal.
Well, you're 30 over on the meter.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, and when I just fired, I wasn't expecting it to work. I was thinking as soon as I got home, I fired things up, thinking, okay, here we go. Lots of flashes across the 807s, and I was waiting for that, and suddenly, whoa, everything sort of whooshed into action, and with no issues. So, perfect. Power transfer, really. It's perfect. Yeah, no SWR or anything.
There's no SME on your signal.
Okay, well that's good. Yeah, so I'm hopeful that it'll remain this way. But yes, it was interesting. I thought it would have been during the blackout if I'd been a bit more organised. Well, I did try and do this, but I just got distracted. I would have loved to have done some shortwave listening, because when there's no noise and the noise floor drops, it's fantastic. You can just hear the world.
Certainly, what a difference it makes. I know. I've had it happen.
Yeah, so I was prepared for that. And I had the Digitech all ready to go, and I had another battery set, and I did about 10 minutes of this thing, then I was distracted and I didn't get to do any more. But yes, that's the time to listen to.
You should have done it. I love to do that.
It's great. It's really, really good. So
didn't occur to me. I can't believe
it. Yeah, so if you get a blackout, just get the battery set out and you can hear the world. It just makes it's incredible, the difference.
We had a huge distraction in that we were having people to lunch next day.
Right.
And a fridge full of food.
No.
And not knowing how long things were going to be out.
I know. This is a terrible dilemma.
Eventually got some ice from a garage.
Did you? Okay. Well, that's prudent. That's a good idea. If you can get some, I reckon there would have been a rush for all of that.
Yes, well, that's right. We were lucky to find one.
Yeah.
Several garages closed it down because they didn't have power, but we found one that did.
Yeah, sure.
We bought 30 heaps and heaps of 30 kilos of ice.
Oh my God, that's incredible. Well, it's well worth it.
A huge pot that we had to cover.
Yeah, fair enough. No, you just have to prioritise. And well, that was a good measure because a lot of people we've had to throw out a lot of food, and my folks had to throw out food.
Yeah.
And you just can't trust it when there's no refrigeration.
Well, that's it.
For some things, at least. Yeah. So other things I took a risk and it was okay, but yeah, it's always a bit of a gamble. Yeah, so it's been quite a dramatic week in lots of ways. I was at one point I was at the I had to call in to the Burwood Kmart sort of precinct to pick something up, actually from the photo barn shop there, and it was just as the storm was approaching, and it was the most incredible sight because the black clouds were just rolled. They were like cotton wool rolled, and they were descending heavily, and then the sky was completely blue and clear on the other side of the car park. It was like it was there was a chalk line through the car park with heavy clouds on one side and not on the other.
Oh.
It was the most extraordinary. I've just never, ever experienced anything quite like it. And then it just erupted with unbelievable vigour and then passed just as quickly.
Yes, it was small, but it was so intense.
Incredibly
like
intense.
A tornado.
Yeah, indeed. I think some areas experience that sort of hurricane-like effect. Yeah, a major weather event. So, yeah, that was a bit of excitement. But anyhow, so, well, what to do? I've still got the Boccherini zimming away here. I love that concerto. It's an interesting work, the Boccherini cello concerto, the famous one, the B-flat major one, which we're listening to. It's sort of a reconstruction by a 19th century cellist called Gutzmacher, and he found some music of Boccherini's in the Dresden State Archive, and luckily he found it because that archive was decimated during the Second World War, and but he extracted these excerpts from it in the 19th century and built this concerto up out of fragments. And so it's sort of Boccherini, but it probably isn't. But it's a delightful work, and it's it's a really well proportioned work, and it's fresh and it's still very much in the in the canon. So players are still performing the Boccherini. But yes, and of course we're lucky in Victoria because we've got a portrait of Boccherini in the State Library collection.
Really?
Yeah, it's one of the only portraits of him around happens to be in the Victorian State Collection.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, and he sort of lived in Mozart's time. He was a really celebrated cellist. And
yes, he certainly was. He wrote some lovely stuff.
Yeah, he wrote some gorgeous stuff for cello and guitar, and we played a work of Boccherini's, wasn't it? A Zappadiado or something? I thought it was a Fandando or something.
It was a Fandango. It's the last movement in the guitar concerto.
Right. Yes, that's right. And there are a number of symphonies. He was very prolific. He wrote some great music, and he's quite an inventive composer. Certainly, sort of had a deep understanding of the virtuoso elements, and so his music's interesting. But yes, this picture has emerged of him, and he's playing the cello without an end peg. So that was the way they did it back then. They didn't have a support for the instrument, so they held it between the calves, and they didn't have the spike, which is what we use to support the instrument, keep it steady, and that's absolutely a part of the, our technique is based around that connection to the ground.
Sure.
But in earlier days, they didn't have that. The instrument was just held between the knees, and which revolves a very different physiology, and you have to have it slightly to the side, and it's quite a different experience.
I can imagine, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So
the body's in a totally different stance.
Yes, indeed. That's right. It's sort of offset to the side, and your whole geometry is different. And Boccherini is playing it that way. And this picture in his 17th century or 18th century garb.
Yeah.
And it's a very revealing photo. And I know that scholars sort of refer to it because it's an example of how cellists actually how they performed. And he had I think, if I'm not mistaken, he had a convex bow as well. So the bows that we use today are concave bows, so they dip in the middle.
Yeah.
And that's what's been used really since...
He's using one that's stuck out the other way.
Yeah. So since Beethoven's time, most bows have been convex, so concave.
Yeah.
But in the Baroque era, they used convex bows, so they sort of had did look like a bow from bow and arrow fame.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, so it's an interesting one, and he's using one of those bows, and so it's Mr. B. Hey, anyhow, all right, I just quickly ran in and picked a couple of 20s hits off the shelf. I haven't even looked and see what's here. We've got Earl Carroll's Vanities Orchestra with the Desert Song. That may not be that exciting. Here we go. The Knickerbockers with Painting the Clouds with Sunshine. This came out in 1929.
Oh, that's a nice song.
It's a good one. It's a good, positive, upbeat song for the end of the week.
This is vk3sl testing with vk3sl.
Yes.
Crossband duplex.
Indeed. Test missions on 160 and on UHF, and also streaming. We've got the streaming service well and truly working at this point in time, so the programs are archived on YouTube. Okay, I'm just trying to check our systems here. We've got the record lined up, needle in the groove. So I haven't done any pre-queuing or anything here. We just have to get this thing wheels into motion. It's very agricultural, this system, Frank. Anyhow, I think we're ready to go.
Painting the blues, beautiful hues, colored with gold and or rose, playing the clown, trying to drown all of my woes. Though things may not look bright, they'll all turn out all right, if I keep painting the clouds with sunshine.
was waiting for another chorus there. Anyhow, there we have it. That was from the Broadway Bellhops. What is it from? Let me find the film. The stage production, The Gold Diggers of Broadway.
Oh, yeah.
Came out 1929-ish. And it's interesting with these records how they sound really rough at the start and then their sound improves as they go. And I reckon it's because they put grit in the outer grooves to sharpen your steel needle to get it to the... Yeah, apparently they did that to get the needle sort of in profile so it would sort of...
fit the groove better.
Yeah, fit the groove and last the distance.
Yeah.
And not tear the whole record apart. So they sort of sacrificed the first 20 seconds or so.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, apparently that's the case. I verified that. And they put extra grit at the start just to sharpen up your steel needle.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's
I suppose whatever works, you do.
I suppose so. They would have had their R&D department sorting all of those things out.
I used to have Duragold needles.
Oh, yes, Duragolds. Their last
They
10
played for
goes.
10 sides, they played.
did. Yeah, and they used sort of tungsten or something, didn't they? Or,
Something like that. I'm not sure what it was, but
yeah.
it's supposed to last for 10 sides.
10 sides, that's great. Yeah, get your bang for your buck there.
Oh, yeah.
By the 10th side, though, I reckon the record might have been wearing a bit
I think so.
Although Mr. Stew did a test on a 78, he played it sort of hundreds of times with the one needle to see how well it would last.
Yeah.
And it was a 50s hit, so it was probably a sort of a stronger bisque, product. But I think he played it over 100 times as a test, as a tone test, and it was minimal wear. Yeah,
Boy.
which was interesting. Yeah, I don't know if the pickup, he used an electric pickup, which is probably a better compliance compared to the really old gramophone pickups.
Not so heavy.
Yeah, probably not quite as heavy and maybe better. I don't know. I mean, maybe not. Look, I admire Mr. Stew's myth-busting exploits.
Oh, yeah.
But, he played the before and after, and it wasn't too bad. It was I don't think there was much difference at all. Yeah. That's his Shifting Sands record that he used to play all the time. So
Yeah, I know. Yes. Shifting with free sound.
Shifting Sands, yes. He played it 100 times just to see. I think he did something similar with a cassette in a car cassette machine years back too. There was a story, I think, in the missions vaults of a stress test on a cassette.
Excellent.
I just love it. Yeah. Anyhow.
It's more productive to setting fire to vacuum cleaners with petrol running through.
That's right. Setting a jet engine off in the backyard. It's just crazy. And the other one of a tape recorder playing a tape of Henry Pierce while it's on fire. It's just delightfully anarchistic.
Which is very appropriate because Henry worked in a fire station.
Yes, absolutely. It ticked the box there. I wonder if they were called out. They're probably waiting. They're probably all listening to the Fire Brigade channel. Yeah.
vk3sl.
Yes, Mr. EN. I've got his call sign here I've got his old Mitters here in the room. It's sitting in here, but it's in terrible... Well, I restored the outside case, so it sort of looks great, but inside it is an absolute death. You just wouldn't want to use it. It's so dangerous, and but it's a relic, and that's the one that Mr. Holiday found on the Hobart tip. It somehow ended up in Hobart, and it was discovered in the tip shop, and it's got 3 EN, and it's in you look at Mr. Stew's Super 8 films taken in the 70s of Henry Pierce's shack, and there it is. That's the machine that all those early missions went out on. And
what a historical artifact.
It's an incredibly historical artifact. So when I've done, I'll donate it to Mr. Newbeck, who can keep it as
that's the place for it.
Yeah, definitely. So at the moment it's gracing the shelf here, and it's it looks so official.
Oh, it would do.
It's covered in dials and it does look quite nice because I did clean it up on the outside, but inside I don't think you'd ever want to switch it on. It's all the solderings. It's really dodgy soldering and really high voltage. and a part of it's missing. So the modulator's missing. It's just the PA.
Oh, wow.
But look, it's a huge module, and it sort of sits there as a missions artifact.
Mission is monument.
Indeed, and it's got 3 EN in big letters, a part of his QSL card
Yes,
posted on the front. Yeah, so yes, it remains. Yay. All right. Well, I was walking home from work today using my new phone. I got a new phone, Frank.
What have you got?
Oh, look, I lashed out. We had these points because we realised that we've been using the credit card for about 10 years.
Yeah.
And we'd never used the points.
Oh, yes. Well, that's a waste.
Yes, and that's right. We had about 400,000 points.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's a silly
Lucky
number.
they accumulate.
Well, they do, and we hadn't used it for decades. And they just sort of all there. And my phone fell into the drink.
Yes, I remember that.
Yes, and I haven't had a phone for a while. Oh. And the latest generation in phones, I won't say a brand, but you know what I mean, has this capacity to work as a satellite phone, which is quite useful.
I know what brand you're talking about.
Yeah. So it's really useful for bushwalking. So it means I don't have to carry a EPIRB or anything like that. If we do a remote walk, it means that there's a good chance that I should be able to catch a satellite, and looking on various forums and things, people have had good success with that. So as an emergency device, it's a really good phone to have. So we thought, look, if anyone in the family needs it, it's there as an accessory for anyone.
Oh
doing
yeah,
a walk.
that's a great resource to have.
Yeah, look, it is. So it was worth getting the newer generation and spending the extra bucks. But I have to say, it's marvelous. It's got quite a good form factor, and it's really good and so fast.
Very nice for photography too.
Yeah, apparently the camera's just amazing. I haven't tried it yet, but it's.
My son has one of that vintage, and he's blown away. Really.
Yeah. Apparently it ticks all sorts of boxes, so it's going to be really good. And I'm getting back into photography, so it'll be a great aid for all of that too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty exciting. But I was listening to it on the way home, and I just, high on my playlist are these recordings of the Roger Wolf Carnes Orchestra. I really like his arrangements from the 20s, and they usually feature Joe Venuti and Eddie Lang and Miff Mole on them because they are his hot musicians who he paid double, so he could have a few hot musicians in the band.
Oh yeah.
And I just heard this track and I thought, wow, what amazing lyrics. The lyrics are quite sort of, they're interesting. And I think they're sort of, obviously sort of skirting around the censor a little bit here, but you can read between the lines, and I think there's a bit of a subtext to these lyrics. So I'll let the song tell the story. It's Johnny Marvin with Roger Wolf Carne and the band from 1927. Have a listen.
Did I come to know which way the wind would blow? A little birdie told me so. A little word called yes can make an awful mess. The answer to giddy-up is woe. Don't pity Mother Eve, her weakness was detestable. As soon as she learned forbidden fruit was indigestible. But how did I find out what it was all about? A little birdie told me so.
for sort of slightly subversive lyrics.
I know. Still working on it.
I'm impressed. They got away with that.
I know.
Yeah, it's all said but unsaid. Marvellous stuff. And a great arrangement. I love that chime effect when the chime goes right through the orchestra.
Oh, yeah.
It's an effective device, orchestral device. So yeah, Roger Wolf-Kahn. I always like to hear those records. Yeah, all right. I don't know, Frank. I've just quickly ran out and while that was on and picked up some sort of 40s, 30s, 40s swingy hits, and I don't know,
Good.
first on the pile is a Decca, Get Your Boots Laced, Papa, with Woody Herman and his orchestra.
Oh, wow.
Okay, it's in 2 parts. I have no idea. I don't even know this at all. Okay, well, shall we play it and just find out?
You bet.
Yay. All right, we'll slap it on. Shellac. And 78's the speed. All right, we'll do a needle drop and find out what Mr. Herman has to say.
Don't be a square from Delaware.
Get your boots laced, Papa. Get your boots laced, Papa. Get your boots laced, Papa.
Don't be a goon from Saskatoon.
Get your boots laced, Papa. Get your boots laced, Papa. Get your boots laced, Papa.
Don't be an ick from Battle Creek.
Get your boots laced, Papa.
I'm going to flip the disc. We've got to hear side 2 of this. Right. Swing from the 30s. Foxtrot Part 2. Get your boots laced, Papa. Woody Herman and the band. Part 2. extended version there, and the soaring clarinet of Woody Herman, and that's a great extended mix.
That's really good.
Yeah,
Really
track
hot
called,
stuff.
it certainly is, Get Your Boots Laced Papa. What a great name for a song.
No.
Yeah, with the...
Is there a social comment there?
Yeah, certainly is. Oh, absolutely. So, Woody Herman and his orchestra. Oh, that's marvellous. All right. All good to discover that one. Riffing through the piles. Quite a bit of Lionel Hampton here. Here we go. Oh, here's one called I Know That You Know on one side, and the other side is Chasin' with Chase. I don't know. Which one should we play, Frank?
I know that you know.
Oh, that's good. All right. And what does it say in the fine print? Drums by Lionel. Playing drums, not vibes. Interesting.
Yes, he did them both beautifully.
Wow, amazing, isn't it? What a musician. Okay, let's have a listen. We'll go back to 1930 Mumble. Lionel Hampton and the band there in full flight. Wonderful drum work. Yeah, just on fire. He's all over the kit. I wonder who the clarinet player was on that.
Yeah, I know. He was excellent as well.
Yeah, really sort of very, very fluid solo. I wonder if it was Mr. G. Could have been.
Could we do the other side?
Yeah, we can. The other side is Chasin' with Chase.
Yeah.
I'll do my due diligence and look it up and see if I can get more information. So Chasin' with Chase, Lionel Hampton and his orchestra on an old HMV 78 from about 1936. Okay, take a breath.
Wow,
Yeah, they're on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
you're
recorded.
feeling tired, isn't
It
it?
does. Well, sort of. Yeah, you're thrown into the mix with that one.
Yeah.
That's a dynamic performance by Lionel Hampton and his band. They recorded it about 4 times. I don't know which one that is, so I can't give any for me. There's no other. I can't unless I do a deeper research. But
No, that's all
it doesn't matter.
That'll do for now.
Yeah, well, EA 3275. It would have to be late 30s or even early 40s. There's quite a few in this pile here of his band, though. Must have been some collection. Here's Singing the Blues. Now, Singing the Blues was a big Spiderbeck tune, but I don't think the composers are credited here, and it's not Mr. B. So another tune called Singing the Blues with Lionel Hampton in the band. So I reckon we'll give it a spin, and I'll see. It's an earlier EA series, so this one could be quite a bit, quite maybe from the mid-30s. We'll find out. Singing the Blues. This is all good. I'm feeling this is the proverbial blood transfusion hearing these records. It's the Bix version.
Oh, really?
Yes, indeed it was. Singing the Blues, a very well-regarded Bix track. I'm going to see if I can find the original here.
Just while you do, there was another song called Singing the Blues later in the 50s.
Oh, yeah, really?
Guy Mitchell sang about 57, I think.
Really? Well, I might find that first.
All right.
Sing the Blues.
Quite different, of course.
Yeah, sure, it's good, though. Singing
the Blues.
Singing the Blues. Singing the Blues, Guy Mitchell. I can use my phone now. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a little bit easier. Guy Mitchell, Singing the Blues, 56. Here it is. Okay, we'll give this one a burl, and then I'll see if I can find the original to play after that. So
Excellent.
we'll see if it's a similar version. Maybe it's got echoes of the original. We'll see. Kai Mitchell singing the blues from 1956. This is nice to have a few little generational leaps and bounds.
Yes, we covered the whole field here.
Yeah, we have to. Absolutely. Without doubt. Here we go. It's queuing. It's slow. It happens this way here. That's the thing. Internet is sleepy.
Singing the blues, 'cause I never thought that I'd ever lose your love, dear. Why'd you do me this way? Well, I never felt more like crying all night, 'cause everything's wrong and nothing ain't right without you. You got me singing the blues. Shine. The dream is gone, I thought was mine. There's nothing left for me to do but cry over you. But, well, I never felt more like running away. But why should I go? 'Cause I couldn't stay without you. You got me singing the blues.
Internet. I like this song, Frank. It's a great song. And it's not happening because someone is using the... this is crazy. This is not what I want. I would rather seamlessness. Perhaps I should go back to 78s. I'm sorry about this. Maybe too many people are using the system. I was just getting into that too.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. All right,
well,
we'll give it another push. I can give it a nudge or something. I don't know. Why isn't it working? I want to hear this again, and I'll edit it, the problem out of the log. But nothing's... I've got a problem. We've got a static system. We've had very, very flaky internet, actually, this week. It's been bad because of all of the things that have been happening in the area. There's kids still don't have internet at school. My kids had to use their phones at school today, which is sort of unheard of, really.
I can imagine.
Yeah, it's sort of... bizarre. Now, this is...
It feels interference.
Yeah.
You can hear it, of course.
Yeah, there's a bit of interference there. I need 3 arms so I can deal with the squelch. Here we go. Back to Guy. I'm hoping this has got staying power this time because I want to hear it again right through. I do like the song. I like its flavour.
Yeah.
Looks like I can see that it's backing up. It should be okay. Fingers crossed. Take 2 of Singing the Blues with Guy Mitchell. Deep breath.
Well, I never felt more like singing the blues, 'cause I never thought that I'd ever lose your love, dear. Why'd you do me this way? Well, I never felt more like crying all night, 'cause everything's wrong and nothing ain't right without you. You got me singing the blues. The moon and stars no longer shine. The dream is gone, I thought was mine. There's nothing left for me to do but cry over you. But, well, I never felt more like running away. But why should I go? 'Cause I couldn't stay without you. You got me singing the blues. Well, I never felt more like singing the blues, 'cause I never thought that I'd ever lose your love, dear. Why'd you do me this way? Well, singing the blues.
Oh, Frank, that is a feel-good song.
It is a feel-good song.
It's great.
The 50s had two major
Hey,
talent
okay,
scouts.
well, they're going for, yeah.
I've
So,
just got to go and organise the takeaway.
sure,
Won't be
okay.
long.
That's all right. Well,
Carry on.
That's all right. I'll carry on because I'll play another Guy Mitchell song, which I reckon he was doing similar sort of songs. And I have one here that from my dad's collection. So this record probably recorded around about the same time, but it's very, very similar. And it's sort of, when I heard that Feel Good Singing the Blues song, I was instantly reminded of this, going back to the late 1950s. So we've queued up the 45, and folks, this is a real... what can you say? A song of the era. It says everything about that late 50s vibe.
50s flashback.
Yes.
I'm an old hoot owl and I don't give a hoot for anybody else but you. Who do I love? Nobody but you. I'm an old hoot owl and I'm howling the blues. You're the one who made me cry. Boo, ain't it a shame? You're passing me by. I used to go flying round at night with my hair all slick and spruce. Now down your hide, I fit to be tied till you come home to roost with your old hoot owl, 'cause I don't give a hoot for anybody else but you. Who do I love? Nobody but you. Nobody but you. I'm an old hoot owl, but I don't give a hoot for anybody else but you. Who do I love? Nobody but you. I'm an old hoot owl and I'm howling the blues. You're the one who made me cry. Boo, ain't it a shame? You're passing me by. I used to go flying round at night with my hair all slick and spruce. Now down your hide, I bet to be tied till you come home to roost with your old hoot owl, 'cause I don't give a hoot for anybody else but you. Who do I love? Nobody but you. A hooty 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 hoot owl.
Guy Mitchell back in the day. And yeah, you can sort of hear the similarities maybe. Oh, I do like his voice. He's got a big voice. I was just looking him up, and his real name was Albert George Cernik. Wow. And he comes from Croatian heritage. And it says here that he recorded for Decca with Carmen Cavallo's band. Wow, in 1947. This is well before he went into rock and roll. Oh, and made some records. Oh gosh, made records as Al Grant. I love it. I like stories like this. I'm going to sort of look into it. I think I'm going to find out a little bit more about Guy Mitchell's alter ego, his early career. But while doing that, I will flip the 45 here. We've got a Coronet 45, and on side B we have, with Jimmy Carroll and his orchestra, more Guy Mitchell and rockabilly, and of course this all anticipates the craze.
Rockabilly, 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 rock, rockabilly, rockabilly, rock, 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 rockabilly, 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 rock, rockabilly, rockabilly, rock, rock. Some people think it came from Tennessee, then spread on out to the Lone Prairie. It's a hillbilly rock. Fiddly-dee turns me inside out. Give me some rockabilly, 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 rock. Rockabilly, rockabilly, rock, rock, rock. Rockabilly, 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 rock. Rockabilly, rockabilly, rock, rock. Hey, grab yourself a partner, lose the blues, wear your snowboard clothes in stomping shoes. Better head for the hills, gonna blow my fuse. Ooh, I'm gonna shout, give me some rockabilly, 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 rock. Rockabilly, rockabilly, rock, rock, rock. Rockabilly, 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 rock. Rockabilly, rockabilly, rock, rock. Since rockabilly swang the do-si-do and the guitar man chase the old banjo, lead the hoe for the crow. I'll go, man, go, wiggle like a trout. Give me some rockabilly, 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 rock. Rockabilly, rockabilly, rock, rock, rock. Rockabilly, 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 rock. Rockabilly, rockabilly, ooh, rock, rock. From the moment that you feel this crazy beat, you gotta lose control of your two left feet. Give me Mountain Juice, turn me loose, leave me wave my arms about. Give me some rockabilly, 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 rock. Rockabilly, rockabilly, rock, rock, rock. Rockabilly, 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 rock. Rockabilly, rockabilly, rock, rock. You know what rockabilly's all about. You know it's gonna make you sing and shout. You know you're gonna act like a crazy fool. It's cool. Rockabilly, rockabilly, ooh, rock, rock.
Guy Mitchell in Full Flight.
Having a good time there.
Yeah, he certainly is. Now, Frank, I just realised that he had another career singing with swing bands in the 40s.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, his name was Al Cernik,
Joking.
and he's Croatian. And in the 40s, he sang with Carmen Cavarello, sort of like a sweet band.
Yeah.
And made quite a few records for Brunswick.
Had no idea.
How about that? And I want to play some because I just had a little sample and I think he has got a really good voice.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, he's got an amazing... I really always liked Guy Mitchell's voice. It's very strong. He sings perfectly in tune and
Yeah.
there's sort of... Yeah, good thing. Oh, I haven't queued it up on the right system. Okay, well, I'll have to do this in another way because there's complications I can't explain. Okay, well, I'll need a filler while I get this right. So what I'll do, I'll play. Oh, sorry, folks. We'll just have a little bit of rockabilly while I get this sorted.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yep, a little bit more. Can't get enough.
Rockabilly, 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 rock. Rockabilly, rockabilly, rock, rock, rock. Rockabilly, 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 rock. Rockabilly, rockabilly, rock, rock. Some people think it came from Tennessee, then spread on out to the Lone Prairie. It's a hillbilly rock. Fiddly-dee turns me inside out. Give me some rockabilly, 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 rock. Rockabilly, rockabilly, rock, rock, rock. Rockabilly, 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 rock. Rockabilly, rockabilly, rock, rock. Hey, grab yourself a partner, lose the blues, wear your snowboard clothes in stomping shoes. Better head for the hills, gonna blow my fuse. Ooh, I'm gonna shout, give me some rockabilly, 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 rock. Rockabilly, rockabilly, rock, rock, rock. Rockabilly, 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 rock. Rockabilly, rockabilly, rock, rock. Since rockabilly swang the do-si-do and the guitar man chase the old banjo, lead the hoe for the crow. I'll go, man, go, wiggle like a trout. Give me some rockabilly, 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 rock. Rockabilly, rockabilly, rock, rock, rock. Rockabilly, 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 rock. Rockabilly, rockabilly, ooh, rock, rock. From the moment that you feel this crazy beat, you gotta lose control of your two left feet. Give me Mountain Juice, turn me loose, leave me wave my arms about. Give me some rockabilly, 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 rock. Rockabilly, rockabilly, rock, rock, rock. Rockabilly, 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 rock. Rockabilly, rockabilly, rock, rock. You know what rockabilly's You know you're gonna act like a crazy fool. Who cares? It's cool. Rockabilly, rockabilly, ooh, rock, rock.
Okay, sorry about the double dose of rockabilly there, but
No problem.
I needed to. I had the wrong channel up. So yes, we're right to go with Al Cernik, which was Guy Mitchell's real name. He was a Croatian immigrant, and
He had a big hit string of hits in the early 50s.
yeah,
He'd hitched up with Mitch Miller
right,
and a songwriter called Bob Merrill,
okay,
who also wrote, musicals and things.
yeah,
And he had this, there must have been 7 or 8 or 9. I bought several of them.
oh, tremendous,
Yeah.
okay.
Roving Kind and My Heart Cries for You.
Oh, fabulous.
whole lot of
Okay, well, let's line them up. We're going to play some tomorrow. I want to hear some more Guy Mitchell.
Yeah, okay, well, let's have some Al Cernik.
Yeah, Al Cernik. This is the original Guy Mitchell before he sort of anglicised and popularised his name. I wonder where he got Guy Mitchell from. There must be a story there.
Aye.
But this is back just after the Second World War with Carmen Cavarillo. Very sort of sweet, slow, syrupy orchestra. But here he is being more of a ballad tenor, I suppose. And a track called When the Moon Comes Out, recorded in 1947.
Night was made for love, but what does it matter, for I go in when the moon comes out. The moon was meant for sweethearts only, but not for a heart that's lonely. Though I dream of love, the thrill of a kiss and a sigh with someone I'd care about. All I do when day is through, I go in when the moon comes out.
What do you think, Frank? He's got a fantastic voice.
It's him, all right.
It's him, and it's he sings beautifully. He's got.
It's wonderful. He's even more sort of relaxed, really.
Yeah, I reckon it's a better voice, to be honest.
It's more relaxed, more him.
Yeah, totally. I reckon it's more authentic, and it's got Sinatra vibes about it. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah, lovely phrasing.
Oh, yeah, he made quite a few records under his own name, and there's a story here. This is really interesting.
I've just got to answer the door.
Yeah, you must do. Yeah, okay, we'll play another one. While Frank's getting sorted, we'll hear more from Al Cernick, aka Guy Mitchell. A new discovery here, and here's one called Evelyn, recorded in the same session in 1947. I'm vk3sl, and we are testing on 160 and on UHF. Evelyn, her eyes are soft as candlelight. Evelyn, her sighs add music to the night. Her smile lights up a rainy day. Her laughter makes it glow. Her touch will send your fears away. Her kiss makes roses grow. Evelyn, the sky sings praises to her charms. He's a lucky guy who finds her in his arms. Anyone who's known her knows that feeling deep within. There's none in this world so lovely as Evelyn.
Very pretty.
Yeah, very smooth. Carmen Cavarallo and his orchestra there. Yeah, I'm impressed. I really like his voice. It's a pity he didn't sort of stick with that, really. But, I mean, his 50s hits are marvellous. But
He made a lot more money with the 50s hits.
yeah, I reckon he would have. Yeah.
He was big. He was really big.
Sure.
With Mitch Miller.
Yes.
And his orchestra, and of course a huge French horn contingent.
Yeah, that's right. Mitch Miller was a horn player, wasn't he?
He was a horn player.
Yeah, so that's interesting, isn't it? So he went to that
He used
orchestra.
it beautifully in the context of the hits.
Yeah,
Beautifully.
We should explore Mitch Miller. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow afternoon. We'll do a Mitch Miller special and hear some of his wonderful creations from that decade. There's the stories outlined here. There's another sort of document, and it says, I previously posted Evelyn by Carmen Cavallaro. I kicked that wrong. I call it Cavallaro. And that's the track we just heard. And it says, an uncredited Al Cernick as vocalist. And it says, Mr. Cernick became ill after recording a handful of sides and left the band. On his recovery, he signed for King Records, changing his last name to Grant, to Al Grant.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Again, he only recorded a few songs before appearing on Arthur Godfrey's talent show, where he was spotted by none other than Mitch Miller.
Yeah.
Aha, and the rest is history. Another name change, and then the huge star of the 50s, Guy Mitchell, was born. How about that? So we've got a track here with the Dewey Bergman and his orchestra, and I think it's actually, does it say Arthur Godfrey's talent show? Yeah, anyhow, it says on, I don't know if it's a pseudonym, but it says Al Grant with Dewey Bergman and his orchestra, and it's a track called Cabaret, recorded in 1949. So we'll continue with this one here. So we'll hear a little bit more of pre-Guy. And it's taking a slow cue as well, but we'll get there. It's on a King record. Dewey Bergman? That name doesn't ring a bell.
Cabaret lights were low, music slow, lips divine pressing mine. Who could ask for more? The music stopped, but we danced on. 'Twas then we knew our love was born. I found love, so did you, and it all came true. Just that way, in a gay cabaret. And it all came true just that way, in a gay cabaret. In a gay cabaret.
A record made in 1949 featuring Al Grant, aka Al Cernick, or Guy Mitchell, as he was later known. Yeah, I thought.
What was that called?
Yeah, that was cool. I've lost it now. Cabaret was called. Yeah.
Not Gay Cabaret.
Yeah, no, it wasn't called Gay Cabaret, although he said.
Was what the word said.
That's what the word
Wondered
said.
if they'd done that. It would have had quite a different context.
It would have indeed. Today it certainly would have, yes. Yes, that word has sort of been reappropriated. It's got a totally different sort of context now. Yeah, but yeah, interesting to hear that. And there's all sorts of fascinating things here. Another one with Buddy Kay's quintet. Just all this made right at that time. He was obviously sort of doing things. He was getting out there. He was making records with smaller tier bands, and then before he was recognised by Mitch Miller. But this is with Buddy K's Quintet and the Tune Timers. And it's a track called The Love Nest. And again, it features Al Cernick, Guy Mitchell, and a recording made in 1949 for MGM. So I reckon we'll have a listen to this as well. It'll be slightly different in flavour, I imagine.
Yeah.
So just letting it find its rhythm. And
just a love nest, cozy with charm, like a dove nest down on a farm, a veranda with some sort of clinging vine, then a kitchen where some rambler roses twine, then a small room, tea set of blue, best of all room, dream room for two, better than a palace with the gilded dome, is a love nest you can call home. Then a small room, tea set of blue, best of ballroom, dream room for two, better than a palace with the gilded dome, is a love nest you can call home.
oh, I don't know. I reckon if he'd been singing in the 30s, he would have probably been a first-ranked jazz singer.
What did I think so?
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, he's just got a syrupy smooth voice, a beautiful tone, and lovely sort of lilting style. So,
Yeah, very nice.
It's really good. It's fascinating.
Well, Mitch Miller obviously saw the talent.
Yes, indeed. Isn't it fascinating how these things transpire? These people sort of, and the fact that we can even trace their earlier careers. I just find that intriguing.
No idea that he was other than Mitch Miller.
No, likewise.
Two other people.
Yeah, I only ever knew Hoot Owl and Rockabilly. I didn't even know. So you
I knew all the others because second to Les Paul and Mary Ford, he was my, most prolific in my record collection.
Oh, fabulous! That's great. Well, look, what we'll have to do is we'll have to have maybe tomorrow. We'll see if we can line up some more Mitch Miller recordings. So
I'm going to be history tomorrow. I'm going to a. There's no reason why you can't do it.
No, that's fine.
I'm going to what do you call it? A special anniversary, 30th anniversary of Austell, where I used to work.
Oh, right, okay.
Dinner.
Fantastic. Oh, that sounds really good. Oh,
It
how
is.
special. So, yeah, well, maybe on Sunday we can just suspend it. I'd much rather do it with you around. So there's no.
So I'm okay Sunday.
Yeah, sure. I expect so. Should be around. I'm just wanting another really low key weekend this weekend.
Yeah,
So
sure.
yeah, we can play some Mitch Miller on Sunday. That'll be fun. Be really good. I really like the idea. The whole sort of notion of these institutions and these wonderfully these strong personalities in the music world.
Yeah.
Doing great things.
We had one today at the at U3A.
Oh yeah.
Leighton did Quincy Jones.
Oh really? Oh, that would have been a great show. Wow.
An amazing doco on him done by the BBC.
Okay.
In about 2007. I learned he was the most amazing fellow, musician.
Right. Wow. Is he still around?
Yes, he's 90.
Wow. How about that? Quincy Jones. I don't know much about him at all. I better watch the documentary. I better inform myself about Quincy Jones.
If you get the time, you catch the documentary.
Yeah, it's a BBC doc, you say.
Yeah, it's well over an hour, a bit over an hour, but well worth.
Oh, tremendous. All right. Well, that's on the list. That'll be good. Alrighty. Okay. Well, we just heard a song called "The Love Nest," and instantly I recognised that song because Paul Whiteman made a very big hit of it in 1928, and with a resounding big solo towards the end.
Oh boy!
It's not terribly long, but it's marvellous. And so classic Paul Whiteman fare from that period, when he had his classic orchestra with lots of good jazz musicians sort of playing more symphonically, but with occasional exposure. So yes, The Love Nest in its original incarnation back in 1928. Okay, you got about 3 bars of picks there, not much. They didn't
Not
give
one of
him.
his longer solo.
No, they didn't give him as much. But yeah, that was a big hit for Mr. Wypen back in 1928. Just to ameliorate things, we were playing Singing the Blues. What capitulated all of this Sky Mitchell stuff was Singing the Blues, and which we heard with Lionel Hampton. And if I can line it up, we'll hear the greatest interpretation of Sing the Blues, would be Bix's biggest hit ever. This is the solo that just everyone copies, and if there's one solo that's out there that glorifies his playing, or exemplifies his playing, I should say, it's this one. And everything about this recording is marvellous. It's not just his solo, but it's the chamber jazz feel, it's the laid-back feel, it's Frankie Trumbower's playing. It's just so sort of anticipates the later eras in jazz in every sense. And it's hard to imagine that this recording was made close to 100 years ago. So, Singing the Blues, Frankie Trumbower and his orchestra, featuring Bix and Eddie Lang and Frankie Trumbower as soloists. Iconic recordings.
Remarkable, wasn't it?
It is remarkable in every way. Everything about that record is sort of looking forward to new horizons.
I've got to go and eat, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. That's fine. We'll look forward to your company on Sunday, Frank. Have a great day tomorrow. Oh, look, I'll be around tonight. So,
Yes,
yes, we've got missions tonight, folks. I forgot to mention that. Yes.
Talking to 11:30.
Indeed we will. That'll be good. We look forward to it, Frank.
vk3sl clear for the moment.
Okay, no worries at all. Yes, just a reminder, yes, the mission will continue tonight with a program of sorts. We have no idea what we're going to play, but we'll just go where the stylist leads us. So there'll be a groove, a meandering groove that'll sort of somehow trace its pathway. Okay, well, what I might do now, it's getting close to the getting close to the hour, isn't it? Well, I will play some more Lionel Hampton, I think. I'll play one more Lionel Hampton, and then I'll think about my own pathway, because I probably should get organised for the evening as well. Here we go. Here's a track called Gin for Christmas. Gin for Christmas and Lionel Hampton and the band there. Just riffing through lists here. I was thinking of finding, see if I can find a recording I was listening to earlier on that is another example of Joe Venuti's playing that I just really just connected with. If I can find it. Here we go. I'll explore this album further. It's with Dave McKenna, who is a pianist. Another late album of Joe Venuti. I'm really into Joe Venuti at the moment. I can't get enough of his musicianship. He's just full of just wonderful ideas, musical ideas, and to be honest, there's no precedent. There was no jazz violinist before him. He really sort of set the scene. Quite remarkable, really, when you hear these pioneers who had long careers and made records right through. So we'll wind up with one of his. This is another recording from the mid-1970s, and we're looking for it. We nearly found it. Send in the Clowns. Yeah, beautiful song. We hear Joe and Dave McKenna at the piano, and I'm just so pleased to find these albums. And we will explore them a lot more, I can tell you that. Thank you for listening, folks, and we really... it means a lot to have your company as we sort of explore these new sort of, new old horizons, and we'll be back again tonight. Looking forward to your company again at 11:30 for our late night program. I'm vk3sl. Until soon.